Yeah, Luckily Street. Welcome to the turf. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I was watching this little video from Damian Porter about the drama, the back and forth between you know what I'm saying, Sporty Face and Munchie B or whatever. I only watched a little bit of it, man, but I just had seen dude popping it, and it's just like some. I rarely comment on what other people say, but some shit just drives my shit up through the roof, man. And like listening to fucking Sporty Face defend um Poetic FLAKKO, it just like I used to like. So if you don't know who Sporty Face is, like he's a former co-host to No Jumper, like an ex-host or whatever. Um, he got called out for a fade. Um, you know what I'm saying? Turned it down, came back, and then quit No Jumper. Talking about like it's a stressful work environment, and like he got into podcasting to like leave the gangbanging in the streets alone. Which I get it. Like I understand what he's talking about. Like, and he's right to some degree. Fact. But um, like I don't know. I just kind of like my respect level for dude, and I don't know him, so it's like I don't know his history. I don't give a fuck about it. But as the person that he portrays himself to be, like as being a stand-up individual from a street background, like the potential to have respect just dropped like a few notches. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple notches, just from you go all the way to the spot to fight dude, and then you get face to face with him, and then like it's like, oh, you didn't want to look like a bitch in front of the viewers, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, I'm super turned up, and we're gonna fight, but then you get in front of dude, and like you just kind of like, oh, let's just talk about it, like, man, what the fuck, whatever. Anyway, um, so it's like him and Munchie B are going back and forth, right? Poetic FLAKKO, who's another ex-host, um, he's doing some police activity with the Draco the Ruler homicide. I haven't watched all of it. I don't really keep up with that shit. I just see bits and pieces here and there. But anyway, I seen this video. It felt like I wanted to put my 2 cents in and stir the pot, cause I feel like Poetic Flacco is in the wrong, and fucking Sporty Face, he's in the wrong too. Both of them, 100%. Like yeah, Munchie, whether he was drunk or not is inconsequential. Got to popping it. Draco the Ruler's his enemy. They had hella beef. He's making diss songs about his whole neighborhood. He's made several comments numerous times um, concerning his third party involvement in Draco the Ruler, who had got stabbed at a concert and killed. Anyway, he said he kicked him while he was down. I mean, which is some kind of, I don't know, my opinion, that's some hardcore shit. Like, yeah, you got beef with dude. Dude's pretty famous. Like he's top tier, rapper from California. You know what I mean? Like he's got a concert, he gets jumped and gets stabbed to death. Munchie B was there. He said he kicked him while he was down. Like, damn, like that's kind of ruthless. Whatever, whatever. But he's went on No Jumper and had interviews where he's made that statement before, and he's has specifically said his involvement. Cool, whatever. Um, So he gets on Clubhouse one night and he's like, yeah, um, rah rah rah. I pass a bottle with the person who killed Draco the Ruler every day or some shit like that. I don't know, like don't quote me word for word exactly what he said, but it was along those lines, like something like that. Anyway, and like ever since then, it's just been always dude snitching, blah 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 blah. He's just popping it. You know what I mean? Like if you got a enemy or a op or whatever, somebody that you got beef with or into it with, You know, when something happens to him, you know, it's like I feel like you got the right to brag about it. Now, whether you get caught up and go to jail, that's your fault. You know what I mean? But if you feel like you want to take the chance and brag, go for it by all means. Like whatever. But that's what happened. He was bragging, and they're saying that that initiated an investigation. Because I think the murder happened like 2 or 3 years ago. I think I don't know. Um, I think it was about like 2017, sometime around then. I don't know. But um, first of all, it's an unsolved homicide, so there is a continuous investigation until the case is closed. So he didn't get that ball rolling; it was already rolling long before he had got to popping it on Clubhouse. Anyway, so man, how I feel, man, get off dudes nuts. It's that's that selective politicking. It's like you already don't like somebody, so you're looking for a reason to throw them under the bus. And it's funny because in the video, um, you know, sporty face, he gets to talking about how he don't like selective politicking and blah blah blah. But then he's doing it. You know, it just goes to show you people will talk shit about some shit, and they say they don't like it. But then when it, you know when it happens to them, but they be the first ones to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's common. It's regular ass shit. People do it all the time. But anyway, what pissed me off about this video was, and you know, I'm not gonna react to the all of the video, just like a little 10 minute section of the video that I watched because it got my fucking blood pressure elevating, man. It's just like I don't know, he just got to talking shit, you know what I mean? And I don't know, like anyway, so my bad, man. I've been ranting. I kind of got off track, but uh, let's get it.
But it happens a lot where individuals get into it on the internet and then all sort of stuff starts coming out about the individual that they got into it with. They were first cool. You knew all of this stuff about him before y'all got into it. You didn't expose anything. And then when they get into it, we've seen it a lot lately. Individuals say, man, you a snitch. You've been a snitch. Well, you knew that when you was cool with him.
And that's true. That's true too. You know, like those are facts. And it's like I see it all the time. It's like a motherfucker kick it with somebody. Whole time they harbor some kind of feelings or resentments, and then it's like they'll get into it, have a beef, and then that person be like, oh, and they'll try to like quote unquote expose them and start talking shit about him. It's like damn, like that's how you was feeling the whole time. You just didn't have the balls, and now that you and them ain't cool, now you want to start throwing all this shit to light. Was like you was cool with that person the whole time. And you know, nobody's perfect, and it's like, you know, people are just humans. You know what I'm saying? And it's like to be human is to have emotion. Is to be, you know, right and wrong. Like nobody's infallible. I've done it before. Like I'll not really want to fuck with somebody, but for whatever reason, I'll kind of have to. And then if we ain't cool, it's like, man, fuck, dude, because of X, Y, Z. And I'll take a step back and think about it and be like, well, damn, you know, like that was kind of fake of me to like be hella cool with dude, knowing the whole time I didn't really fuck with him. But sometimes it's political, and sometimes you gotta be, whether it's from like making money or whatever you're involved with. You know what I mean? It's just like business, you know, business and personal get separated. People mix the two and think just because you do business with somebody that you gotta have this personal relationship with them, and that's not how it is. You know what I mean? Just gotta. At the end of the day, I just try to keep it pushing. You know, like I try not to get personal with people. Like, yeah, we could be cool or whatever. I don't want to know what you got going on in your personal life. I don't care. I don't want to know. That way, if we're not cool no more, like I don't have to, you know, nothing has to get thrown under the rug. No kind of secrets get exposed. None of that bullshit. Anyway, you see what you're saying?
Now that y'all have gotten into it, now you want to expose him and tell everybody that he's a snitch or he's a mark or he's a bust or this and that, or he's dealing with underage girls. Well, you knew that when you was chilling with him, and you didn't have a problem with it until y'all got into it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I want to get this straight. So you're mad at me for saying basically, POETIC FLAKKO, although I've been on record saying that I don't agree how Flacko, what his content. I don't agree with Flacko, his shenanigans and his antics and his tactics that he do, and his so-called war against street dudes and gang members. I don't agree with that. But Munchie wants me to side with him because he's at war with Flacko. And I've been neutral for the simple fact, though, even though I don't agree with Flacko what he does, he has a right to make a living, bro.
Uh-uh. See, this what I'm talking about. Like this where I gotta draw the line at. Like, first of all, like I just something just came to my mind, right? I'm thinking like, okay, like the motherfucker's channel is called Spoetic Justice, right? Motherfucking dude's name is Poetic FLAKKO. Like, do you see the correlation between the two? Like, maybe they got some kind of weird, butt sex thing going on between the two of them. I don't know. Like, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, bro. Like, listen to what the fuck you just said, bro. Like, he's at war with street dudes, okay? And you, as you claim to be a street dude from a famous, um, notorious gang in California, because he claims to be a member of Rolling 40's Crip gang or whatever. I don't know. That's a black thing. I don't got shit to do with that. But I'm just saying, like, you're a street dude, and the dude is at war with street dudes. So Munchie B ain't like he doesn't want you to have his side or have his back. He's just saying like word from the street. The dude is at war with street dudes. Like here, like bro, like are you gonna help me go against this person because he's potentially against the both of us? That's that's how my point of view, right? From my side of the moon, that's how I'm looking at it. But what I think is my point of view from, and I don't know Sporty Face, and I don't know his history, but just from the content that I've seen, like the little bits here and there, like of his character, I just don't think he's a confrontational type of dude. Like at the end of the day, I think he turns it down. Like haven't really I've seen him have the opportunity to turn it up hundreds of times, but not once have I like got to see him activated. And I'm not talking shit because it's like maybe he's on some, I don't know his age or how old he is. I don't know nothing about that. I'm just saying maybe he's at the point of his life where it's like he doesn't, he's been to prison a few times. So it's like maybe he's just trying to live a different life, and that's cool. And it's like I understand that, but what I'm saying is, it's like you can't straddle the fence. Either you want to be a community activist, or you're going to be a gang member. Period. Point blank. It's one of the two. It's not necessarily gonna be either one, but it has to be one. You straddle the fence. You got the game fucked up, bro. Like just saying. If you want to be fucking Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and save the fucking black people and shit, do that shit. Like you want to be a fucking gang member and represent Rolling 40's neighborhood Crips or whatever this shit's called, do that. But don't be both. And then when it comes to a situation that could potentially be violent or like this right here, it's like, oh, he's just doing his thing to feed his family. Nah, fuck that. Dude's an informant. He's at war with street people. And simply because you don't want to get activated, you're like, oh, he's just trying to feed his family. You know what? Fuck dude's family. Like Munchie B is trying to stand up for the stereotypical street dude. Bro, Poetic FLAKKO is making video after video, back to back to back to back, naming names in a open investigation. I'm not saying he's giving any new information. I'm just saying that he's trying to put quote unquote street dudes in prison on a homicide, and you're over here supporting them. I think that's fucked up. I see where Munchie B is coming from. That's all I'm saying. But all I'm saying is I just think, a, I think that like you're super turned down, and that's cool. You don't have to be a serial killer, gang member, street thug. Be whoever you want to be. B, I just don't think you got the heart for whatever reason. But anyway, I went off on a rant again. Let's just keep going.
He has a right to make a living. Not only he has a right to make a living, like what is Poetic FLAKKO doing that ain't nobody else doing? We all in this content.
A whole lot. For one, everybody else ain't fucking talking to the police like, yeah, I spoke to him and I gave rah the name to this, you know what I mean? Like he's giving up information, he's having communication and constant conversations with the fucking police, man. Like that's not what everybody else is doing. Like name one other person that's a content creator that is mocking the street activities, putting on red rags and bandanas and all this shit, but at the same time like disrespecting the people, those specific community organizations. Like I just think that's an excuse. So, but anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Content creator space. I don't hate on no man about getting their money, bro. Especially no black man. I would never do that, bro. So you basically telling me that
Damn, I just thought of some. My bad. I got some shit in the oven. I don't want to burn. You what? Oh, okay. You want to get a vape? Uh, okay. Uh, um, the fucking tray hold it up, but because I didn't have a thing to put it on, I just. Some dinner, had to get ready. I didn't want to pause the video, all this blah blah blah, because I ain't tech savvy, and it's like, anyway, fuck it.
People can go to work with Flakko, but you can't hang with Flakko after work. I'm lost.
No, like, oh, hold up.
Make it make sense to me, Munchie B.
Yeah, I look, Munchie B don't gotta make it make sense to you, bro. Like, I'll make it sense for you, bro. It's called motherfucking business and personal. It's two different things, and you gotta separate them, especially with somebody who is involved in police activities. If you're a street dude, if you're a gang member, or XYZ, if you're from that side of the fence, like, bro, I done had jobs. I don't went to work with motherfuckers that I knew wasn't right. Not saying whether they're a snitch, whatever. If they fuck with the police, or they could be a civilian who's super turned tough on some calling them police. If you see something, say something type individual, right? You go to work, you put on your smiley face, hi, bye, fake it till you make it while you're at work. That's where you gotta get your money. You gotta feed your family. You do what you have to do. But hi, bye, then you leave work and you leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'll make it make sense for you, bro. Like that's how you conduct yourself if you are on a certain involved in certain things on a certain side of the fence and the other person, by the way, I love you, is on the other side. Like I don't know, like you're supposed to be from this fucking gang that was started in like 1960s, not 69, 70, whatever. It's been around for 50, 60 years. Just got bigger homies, old homies, you know what I mean? Like OGs, people that's supposed to hand down the game. Like, you should know these kind of things, bro. You've been to prison. Motherfuckers laced you up. You should know how to conduct yourself. For sure, 100%. I shouldn't have to. A motherfucker from fucking Tennessee should not have to be trying to school you the game on how to conduct yourself to make money legally, professionally with people who are on a different side of the fence than you, bro. Like, god damn, your fucking name is Sporty Face, right? 40's Crip, like that is like a connotation to the game, cause 40's like it's like like Spody is like a way. I might be wrong, cause bro, that's not got nothing to do with me. No disrespect to them. You know, as a fan of the content, I fuck with four extras, right? And I know a couple of motherfuckers that's here, this where I live, that claim dark side neighborhood 40's. You know what I'm saying? So like I know a little bit about it, not a whole lot, but um that question that you just asked to make it make sense, there's motherfuckers from here that if they were to see that, they would say the same shit I'm saying to you, sir. Huh? Like damn, bro, what the fuck?
Make it make sense to me because you said the question that I was asked by Dejan Paul of a Day in the Lake podcast. Do I think that street dudes should hang out or have an existing relationship with with POETIC FLAKKO after they clock off work? And I said, yeah, why not? If you
Okay, like maybe I'm stopping short, but just based off that's what he's saying. Why not? What the fuck are you talking about? Why not? Look, I think I look at shit from all angles. I don't want nobody that I know that I fuck with to even remotely to get an inkling of a thought in their brain that I am involved with any kind of police activity, bro. For me to survive, for you to survive, because I think about it like this. Okay, well, what if somebody else gets a thought like, oh, dude fucks with this guy who fucks with the police. So what if he's telling? I wouldn't put it past nobody. The hardest, who's got the most bodies, been in the streets for 30 plus years, they can they can still rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they can work with the feds. That's the kind of shit I'm thinking. Damn, he fucks with dude. Dude fucks with the police. That means he fucks with the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna keep my distance from you. And I'm inclined to put smut on your name because of it. That's what's gonna happen to you. Some individuals can take it a lot more serious and be like, "Damn, we just need to get bro out the way because he knows too much about what we do in the streets for him to think that he can be 2 inches from snitches, be involved with him. Yeah, he might have to work with him to make his money, but he don't have to have a personal relationship with him. Like that's taking it a little too far. And maybe we need to get him out the way because maybe he might be working with the feds. You know, that's the kind of shit that runs through my mind. Like I might be right, wrong, wrong, right. That's how I think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For a street dude, you know the rules and the guidelines. You shouldn't be talking to FLAKKO. You shouldn't be discussing no type of street.
okay, so you just said you shouldn't be talking to FLAKKO. But then why are you defending him and why are you defending your personal relationship with him? You contradicting yourself right there, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you a smarter person. You wear glasses. You got the little thing in your glasses. You just look like a real smart, book smart, who has a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But like, cause it's like you want to be fucking, um, Malcolm Luther King Jr. Fuck with the police and be a reputed gang member. You know what I'm saying? Like you make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not discrediting you. You might have a cold history with the gang in the neighborhood. You might have put in hella work. You got such a big street name in prison, behind the walls, in the streets. You're a Superman when it comes to that crib shit, whatever. So you might have earned the right to do everything that you want to do, fuck with everybody who you want to fuck with, and there be no repercussions. I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure this out, bro. Like in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like see your thoughts and process and whatever. But we're gonna keep going.
Stuff with this dude. That's like us as street members, as gang members. When you do whatever you doing in the street, we don't bring that home. Real niggas don't bring that home. You ain't they ain't talking to your mom or your girlfriend or your sister how you done slid and you done did this and do that. Real ones don't do that unless you trying to get caught or you trying to rat on somebody else, bro. I don't do that. I don't know nobody really to do that. So my whole thing is, you have a problem with me saying that I don't have a problem with street dudes hanging with him as long as they conduct themselves how they supposed to conduct.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with that. You do got a slight point. I'll give it to you, like this much of a point, right? Okay. But it's just like the motherfuckers who get in that interrogation room and think that they can talk their way out of a bad situation, right? But you got to understand something. The police detectives, like they are trained in the school and are masters of psychology. So you think you're so smart and you're gonna talk to them, but you're just gonna tell them the wrong shit, and you think you're gonna get away with it. Wrong answer. There's only one thing you do if you're a street dude and you follow all the street rules: is shut down, lawyer up. That's it. It's wrong to think that you're gonna be able to um, outsmart people with college degrees who are trained hours upon days and weeks and years of how to manipulate somebody. So the same reason why you don't fuck with somebody like Poetic FLAKKO, because you don't know what he's been told and you don't know what they've asked of him to get what information out of you. Like, you see what I'm saying? And you might just slip up and say something that he needed without you even knowing it. That's why you just avoid the whole shit and don't fuck with him not one bit. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it at the end of the day. I don't know. Go.
Themselves, but you don't got a problem with people going to work with them.
Hey,
You.
God damn it.
Just you. building your
I'll
app
get to the commercials real quick.
on Base 44.
Yeah, like, because, like, you can't control who your boss hires to work with. You can't control who you work around. Some things you gotta do to do what you gotta do. But you gotta draw that line between business and personal. Period. Like, once again.
Make that make sense, Munchie B. So you don't have a problem with T-Rail and Smack and Sharky and everybody else that got business dealings with Poetic FLAKKO when it's at work, but when it's off work, it's a problem?
Yeah. Yes. If you fuck with somebody who fucks with the police, if you fuck with somebody who has made video after video on how they are against street dudes and spread hours of propaganda to try to get them locked up, yes. If you hang out with them in any given moment in time or situation where you're not required to, yes, it's a problem, dog. Like, I don't understand why you don't understand. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it fucking just blows my mind, bro. Like, yeah, I don't get it. What the fuck?
Like, make that make sense, brother. Make that make sense. You can't hang with them after work after you clock out, but you can hang with them while you working.
Yeah, but you see, when if you're at work, it's not hanging with them. Like, it's because you have to be there to make money. It's called work. When you clock out, it's called my personal time. Like, do you see, um, like, where one can lead to going to jail, and where one can lead to being a successful adult in the professional world? Like, do you? And if you don't see the difference, then that's the problem. That's like you saying he has a right to make money, even if that money means cooperating with the feds to get your homeboys locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. What's wrong with these motherfuckers, bro? Like, I don't. I'm just what shit crazy.
This the selective politicking that I don't like and I don't appreciate, and that's why I try to stay away from it. And if you really just wait, kick back and see people, they expose themselves to you all the time, bro. They expose their true intentions and they expose how they really feel about you. Nothing I said.
Okay, like let me just stop there, right? So it ain't how he really feel about you though. What he's saying is, as a gang member, as a reputable gangster from a neighborhood, from a gang, there are certain standards for those individuals to live by, right? So, and Munchie B is trying to uphold that. I ain't never seen him once try to go against the script, and everything that he said is like, wait a minute, these are the rules I was taught, and you're going against them, and he calls it out. And I'm not saying dude's perfect, and he makes mistakes. This whole thing comes from a mistake that he allegedly made. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, bringing up the whole passing the bottle with Draco's killer thing. That's up for debate. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers can politic on him and whatever happened to happen, but I don't think he did anything wrong. Fuck it. Like I said, if you earn the right to brag, if you accept the consequences that come with it, hey man, like, you know what I'm saying? To each his own. Like, that's how I feel. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, he never said Deuce's name. He just said hey, and he could be full of shit. Whatever. I accept what I do. I accept if I fuck up and say something, it could come on me, but that's where it's gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? But they could get Munchie's phone and go through it, and they could find dude. But what I'm saying is, bro, is like, this isn't a situation where they have zero evidence. They don't know who did what, bro. Like they already know what's going on. They know who did it, what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing new they would be learning from anything that Munchie might have said. That's just my personal opinion. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I accept that.
On Dejan and Tam,
Oh, I would certainly agree with that. You know, if he's not good to hang with at the work, he's not good to hang with at work.
Now look. Oh, God damn commercial. Fuck, bro. Get through this shit, and then I'll explain how I feel about that with Damian Porter. Look, I ain't gonna fault Damian Porter. Like he's wrong, but I'm not gonna fault him for it. He just did 23 years in prison, so he hasn't had a job, so he doesn't understand the work environment. The only jobs he's had, um, it has been in a prison environment, right? Even then, okay, like if you're at work with somebody that you don't like, who may or may not be involved with the COs or with the fucking warden. There's no proof of it, but they could be. They're a little close, a little bit too close for comfort. You know what I mean? Like, supposedly. When you're done, you go back to your cell. You don't fuck with that person. Just on GP on the fact he could be cooperating. He's a little too close to the warden, a little too close to the CO, shit like that to get a motherfucker hit, bro. Like, I mean, that's just 100% truth to the matter. That's truth be told. Like, so, anyways, um, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Makes sense.
podcast was demeaning, degrading, insinuating anything about Munchie B. I just gave a scenario, and I stated the obvious. And the scenario, in the obvious that I stated was, and I even put it in a hypothetical form, and this is a fact. Anything that's used, if one person's statement is used to convict or make somebody take a plea bargain with your statement to the streets, you're considered to be a rat. That's just a fact because your name.
Yeah, but see, the difference is, ain't nothing he said they could be used in court that is going to cause, um, Draco's alleged unaliver to take a plea deal or to get convicted. Like, dude's taking it too far. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, all he said was, I pass bottles with the motherfucker who unalive Draco the ruler. He didn't say no names. I'm sure he's an alcoholic. He passes bottles back and forth with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, the only thing he ever self-incriminated was when he said that while dude was down on the ground getting stabbed, he kicked him. So he put himself in the crime scene. He told on himself. I mean, that's it. And I don't know how much more of this we're gonna watch because I ain't gonna lie, I don't like fucking with dude with SPOETY FACE. He's fucking slow as molasses. I never been. Look, bro, like I don't know if it's like a black thing or what, but it's like these motherfuckers gotta just be like they get to a certain point where it's like they want to be fucking Malcolm Luther King, and they're gonna save fucking the black man and all this other shit. And they like I don't know, bro. That shit lame as fuck to me. It's like motherfuckers do what they want to do to survive. It ain't a black thing, it ain't a white thing. It's just what it is. It's like if you're in the streets, you're gonna do street activity. You know what I mean? Like, um, it's a dog eat dog world, and you just want to sound like you're smarter than the next some bitch. So it's like you want to turn into fucking Malcolm X. You done been in the streets, been in the gang for fucking your whole life, and now all of a sudden you want to be fucking Malcolm Jones or whoever. You know what I mean? Like no disrespect to the blacks, and like no disrespect to like historical figures like MLK or Malcolm X or anybody like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just saying, like, it irritates the fuck out of me. Like, you get so mad about motherfuckers saying the N word. Um, we're not even gonna. You know what? We're just gonna leave that alone. We ain't gonna touch it because that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, we'll watch a little bit more
It's
and
on
then we'll
paperwork.
stop.
Not only is your name is on paperwork, your statement was used to impact someone else's case or to get them time. How is that not being a rat? I'm lost. And then
But see, if you have a statement that's used in the criminal court proceedings, you have to testify. And if you're not gonna testify, it can't be read to the grand jury. So that's out. Like, just because dude on a podcast said some bullshit, the fucking detectives aren't gonna clip that little 3 second or half-minute statement that he made on that podcast and use that in the court, and that's gonna convict somebody. No, they're gonna go to him. They're gonna want him to write a statement, and he's gonna refuse. And if he refuses, they can't. If he makes a statement, he has to agree to testify. It's called the right to face your accuser. And if he doesn't show up for court, they can't use that. So, once again, that selective politicking that you just said you're against and that you don't appreciate, you're trying to use against dudes, man. That shit's out. Get that shit out of here, bro. Like,
say, I don't know if you had I had plenty of co-defendants before. You ain't never been to the pen. I done been to the pen plenty of times, Munchie B. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna debate that. You know, you kind of went low, which I don't care about. I'm not gonna go low because I don't want to turn this into no hood thing. I don't want to turn this into no beef because it ain't no beef. I can't beef with a person.
right. You don't want it to be. You don't want it to turn in no beef. Like, that's what it all boils down to. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, I ain't trying to watch this whole thing, bro. Like, yeah, man, dude, just he's slow as fucking molasses. He repeats himself 100 times. He talks in circles. Like, nothing against the guy. I'm just a regular person who watched the video and felt like I had to stand up for who he is speaking on because he's wrong. Um, so uh, anyway, what I'm saying? Thanks for stopping by. You ain't gotta subscribe to my channel. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gotta like it. I don't. That shit don't matter to me. But if you did stop by for a few minutes to watch it, man, it's greatly appreciated. I'm thankful for that shit. So, yeah. Anyway, peace.